Hey there, Steelers Nation. It's been a wild season, hasn't it? No matter the ups and downs, one thing is always certain. This team is constantly working to improve and give us reasons to wave those terrible towels with pride. Before we dive into today's hot topics, George Pickens chasing a milestone and the state of our offense, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Let's show the world how passionate the black and gold faithful really are. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with some exciting news. Our very own George Pickens is on the brink of making history. Heading into Week 18 against the Cincinnati Bengals, Pickens needs just 100 receiving yards to hit the coveted 1,000-yard mark for the season. Why is this such a big deal? If Pickens reaches this milestone, he'll become the first Steeler since Mike Wallace to post 1,000-plus receiving yards in 2 of his first 3 seasons. That's elite company, Steelers Nation. Despite missing 3 games, weeks 14-16, due to a hamstring injury, Pickens has still managed to rack up 900 yards on 58 receptions with a solid 15.5-yard average. His standout performances this season include Week 7 versus the Jets, 111 yards and a touchdown. Week 4 versus the Colts, 113 yards on 7 receptions. But here's the kicker. Pickens has absolutely dominated the Bengals in his career. Over 5 games, he's tallied 15 catches for 413 yards, an insane 27.5-yard average, and 4 touchdowns. Last year, he went off against them with a jaw-dropping 195 yards and 2 touchdowns in Week 16. So, what do you think, Steelers Nation? Will Pickens hit 1,000 yards this week? And where does he rank among the great young receivers in the league right now? The Bengals' defense has been on a roll during their current 4-game win streak, but let's be real. They've faced some underwhelming quarterbacks. Names like Cooper Rush, Mason Rudolph, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson don't exactly strike fear into opposing defenses. On the season, the Bengals rank 24th in pass defense, 230 yards per game, 29th in points allowed, 26.1 per game. That's an opportunity the Steelers need to capitalize on. And let's not forget, we put up 44 points on this same defense in Week 13, with Russell Wilson throwing for 414 yards. What do you think, fans? Is this the perfect matchup for Pickens and the offense to bounce back, or will the Bengals' streak continue? Speaking of Russell Wilson, let's talk about the elephant in the room. After a hot start to the season, Wilson's performance has taken a nosedive. According to NFL.com's Nick Shook, Wilson now ranks as the 21st best quarterback in the league, just 1 spot above Kenny Pickett, who's now backing up Jalen Hurts in Philly. What's gone wrong? Over the past few weeks, Wilson has missed key opportunities to lead the team in crucial moments. Poor decision-making, including that costly red zone interception against the Chiefs last week, has fans and analysts alike questioning his ability to carry this team when it matters most. Former Steelers quarterback Ben Roethlisberger didn't hold back on his podcast, Footballin'. He criticized Wilson's throw and took aim at Pickens for not running his route properly on the play. George Pickens didn't run his route. That's issue number 1. Because if he doesn't run his route, the safety has no threat now. Big Ben's take has sparked debate among fans. Was it Wilson's mistake, Pickens' fault, or just a breakdown in execution across the board? Let's start with the best-case scenario. If the Steelers defeat the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns manage to pull off a massive upset against the Baltimore Ravens, Pittsburgh would claim the AFC North crown. In this case, the Steelers would earn a home playoff game at Acrisure Stadium, hosting the Los Angeles Chargers in the wild card round. Can you imagine? The energy, the terrible towels waving, and the crowd roaring as our Steelers take the field in a home playoff game? It's the scenario we all want to see, but let's be real. The Browns beating the Ravens is a long shot. Stranger things have happened in the NFL, though, right? Scenario 2, wild card spot. Facing the Texans, if the Steelers beat the Bengals but the Ravens handle business against the Browns, Pittsburgh will still make the playoffs, but as a wild card team. This outcome would send the Steelers on the road to face the Houston Texans in the first round. The Texans have been one of the surprise teams this year, with standout performances from their rookie quarterback and an up-and-coming defense. While it's not the ideal scenario, the Steelers have shown they can compete with anyone when they're clicking. A win in Houston could set the stage for a deep playoff run. Scenario 3, facing Baltimore again. Here's where things get tricky. If the Steelers lose their fourth straight game and fall to the Bengals, they could still make the playoffs, but it opens the door for another showdown with the Ravens. In this scenario, Pittsburgh would drop to the 6th seed, assuming the Los Angeles Chargers defeat the Las Vegas Raiders. The first-round matchup would be against Baltimore, but this time on the road. A playoff game against the Ravens would bring the intensity to a whole new level. Rivalry games are unpredictable, and with so much at stake, this could be one of the most memorable matchups in Steelers history. There's one more wrinkle to consider: the Denver Broncos. If Denver loses to the Kansas City Chiefs, it opens the door for Cincinnati to sneak into the playoffs as well. The AFC playoff picture is wild, and every result in Week 18 could shift the standings. Steelers Nation, what do you think? Which scenario excites you the most? Do you want another shot at Baltimore, or are you hoping for a fresh opponent like the Texans or Chargers? With the playoffs locked in but the division title out of reach, this week's game against the Bengals feels like a chance to right the ship before the postseason. A strong showing could restore some confidence in an offense that struggled to find consistency. For Pickins, it's about cementing his place as a cornerstone of this team's future. For Wilson, it's about proving he can still be the leader we need when the pressure is on. All right, now it's your turn, Steelers fans. Let's get the conversation going in the comments. 1. Will George Pickens hit 1,000 yards this week? And where does he rank among the top receivers in the league? 2. Who's to blame for the offense's recent struggles? Wilson, the play calling, or something else? 3. Do you think this team can regain its early season momentum and make a deep playoff run? Drop your thoughts below, and let's make this a conversation to remember. And hey, while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Steelers Nation, let's rally behind our team as they prepare for the playoffs. Together, we can keep the spirit of the black and gold alive. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.